Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Makakwadash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah is the Father's true name. Bahasham means in the name. Yahawashi is the Son's true name. Yahawah equals He is, He exists. Yahawashi equals He saves, He delivers. And Rekakwadash equals a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. Alright. It's your brother, Salakia. Second of all, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. It's your brother Yerami Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Makakadash. Okay, this is gonna be a laid back one. Alright, we can do a slight Q&A. Open forum. Anything brothers got need some help with or whatever. Alright, anything biblical. Anything biblical. Let's sharpen one another. Let me share the live out. Okay. So anything biblical. And what you see on the screen. Okay. So anything biblical. And what you see on the screen is what's going to happen to this place. America. That right there looked like a what? A mushroom. It's what you know as a mushroom cloud. A mushroom cloud. In that, at the top of it, okay, that's everything that it just vacuumed in. That's how the nukes come. It drops, and then it releases, and then it vacuums everything in. And now everything that was in it is in that cloud at the top. Everything that got vaporized is going to be up there, And the Most High is going to make it where you're going to feel that death by pain. As it says in 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Okay? But like I said, man, it's Q&A. Alright? With the comment board. What y'all on, man? What y'all going on? What y'all reading? Since y'all ain't got no questions, what y'all reading? What everybody reading right now? What you reading? What's your study time like? What brothers read? Is anybody reading anything? Okay, Hosea, hey. Yo, one day, man, I sat back and on the Blue Letter Bible, they got the audios where you could just let it play. And I just sat back and let Hosea play. And Yahawah put Hosea through it, man. But that's how he felt. Being married to a whore. Your kids getting took away from you, all of that. This shit sucks. Alright. That brother said Genesis. Genesis, yep. Yo, Genesis is deep. Alright, brother said Revelations. Revelations is deep. Those be the ones, like, start at the beginning. Nah, don't start at Genesis. Because it's extremely deep. And if you don't have the breakdowns, you're not going to understand what's really going on. Okay? Genesis is a very deep book. It's a very spiritual book. It paints everything. Isaiah 46:10, the Most High declares the end from the beginning. And that's what he did with Genesis. He let you know everything that was going to happen in Genesis. Where we at right now. Okay, Yahawashi coming. All right. You know, that's all in Genesis. It's major. Okay, us falling from grace. Us being those sons of God that fell. We did that several times. So it just repeats. It just repeated. So yeah, Genesis is one of them ones. Alright, Revelations, that's one of them ones too. But you gotta have them breakdowns. So I would suggest, when you reading these things, look up the breakdowns. Man, you got brothers that done went through the whole book of Revelations, broke it all down. Y'all done? Oh.
I need to charge my phone.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. But yeah, Revelations, that's solid. And that ties, a lot of that ties to Daniel, et cetera, et cetera. What chapter you in Revelations, Kawan? Let's see if you're actually reading. And it's a thing, you can read, but are you comprehending? Are you understanding? The Bible is, we say all the time, it's like, it's a great song. But you got to listen to that song over and over and over. All right? To really understand what's being said. Revelations, the 17th chapter. Okay, let's go over there. Verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, and saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. So let's go through this. Questions, right? What's the great whore that sitteth upon many waters? What's that great whore that sitteth upon many waters? What is that? All right, America. Booyah. So, this says the doom of Babylon. So, that's what's being shown right here. There came one of the 7 angels. So, an angel came, which had the 7 vials, all right, and talked with me, saying unto me, these 7 plagues, okay, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of America, the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. She's all over this place. That fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire, revived. That clay, okay, is not as strong as the iron. Okay? Nah, it's not the fake church. Alright? Nova Soto, that's your name? It's not the fake church. The great whore that sitteth upon many waters is America. Okay? So not the fake church. Whoever taught you that, you need to unlearn that. Alright? Okay? No. Just America, bro. The system and all of that is inside of it. Okay? We brothers done said it many times. America, Babylon. So verse 2. And then furthermore, in that, America has over 850 bases. They're stationed all over the planet. Okay? They got the largest military far as ships. So they have the largest navy. They sit upon many waters. They have bases, ports. They control these seas like that. You know what I'm saying? They're everywhere. Every continent, America is there. You can't say that about China. You can't say that about the Arabs, Saudi Arabia, and, Iran or Iraq or any of those. You can't say that about that. Okay? But you can say that about America, that they are everywhere. Okay. Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Who are the kings of the earth? Next question. Who are the kings of the earth? What is this talking about? It's a simple answer. You could answer it with one word. Who are the kings of the earth? EU? Nope. I mean, yeah, included, but that's not encompassing it all. Is it just the EU that's committing fornication? Is it just the elites? Yeah, presidents, rulers, all the other nations. All the other nations. That's it. Okay? The kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So yeah, all the other nations. Because you got China and Japan, they're not in the EU, but they commit heavy fornication with America. They're considered kings of the earth. All right? Japan is embedded. They want to be like America. China wants to be like America. They've took that wine and pushed it in their country. Okay? The inhabitants of the earth, that's everybody that lives on this planet, have been made drunk with the wine of a fornication. So if you go all around the planet, you're going to find traces of Western society. You're going to find, all these different type of things that Americans do is spreading to the rest of the world, and it's making the world extremely wicked, man. All right? And yeah, the heathens ain't clean. The heathens on BS regardless. But the Edomites, which run America, which run, the world at this point in time, they are the most wicked. So as they spread, the world takes on all the wine, all the fornication that they push out, and it becomes just like that whore. Yeah, so that wine is doctrine. All right, the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. That doctrine, their ways, their philosophy, their wisdom. And that's what's happening. And yeah, as Michael Tompkins said, Babylon's influence. You are influenced by somebody's what? Philosophy. By their doctrine, by their ways. They're letting you know. Verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold, and precious stones, and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Right? And that's talking about the EU, NATO, this beast system. Okay, these Edomites. So the woman was what? Arrayed in purple, royalty, and scarlet. Those are royal colors. And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. That's rulership. The Edomites are in rulership now. You can pinpoint this verse by just simply looking at who's in rulership at this point in time, man. Who's in rulership? That's the question. That's the question. Who's in rulership? Who's in rulership? Let me know. Let me know. I'm acting like I don't know right now. Who's in rulership on this planet right now? Who's ruling everything? Yeah, Esau, Edom, the Edomites. All right, Esau, Edom. Okay, there y'all go. Verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Is it a mystery anymore? That's the question. Is it a mystery anymore? No, it's not. Okay. Verse 3. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians Let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. That's not the fake church, bro. We done discussed this, Nova. Mystery Babylon is not the fake church, brother. That's America. This is America. Okay? You know, we addressed this like 10 minutes ago. All right? I hope you got the understanding that America is Babylon. It's the same thing. It's America. That's what I'm saying. Whoever's teaching you that, they're teaching you wrong. Okay? They're teaching you wrong. A harlot is what? That's a whore. All right? America is the mother of harlot. She is Mystery Babylon. She is all of that. When you talking about the false prophet or whatever, you know, the Vatican, that's what you're talking about, not America. Because where is the Pope at? Where is Catholicism, the dead center, at? Where is that at? That's not in America. The religious power structure for the Edomites is the Vatican. All right? Yeah, that's in Rome. So that's not in America. So, Nova, you understand that? That going into those three frogs. You got the Vatican, which is the religious power. You got London, which is the bank, the money. And you got America, which is the military. You say, yes, if JC is coming back for his bride, then what is the opposite of Hamashiach's bride? Is the opposite of his bride? I don't know, bro. What? Okay, his bride is us. We are the church, man. I'm gonna answer that like, what is the opposite of his bride? Oh, that's everybody else. Everybody else that doesn't believe in, and it's not Jesus Christ, it's Yahawashi Hamashiach. That's the true name. So if you don't believe in the true name, you know, of Yahawashi, then you are that. You're the opposite of his bride. You know, I'm gonna bring the elder up. Okay? But Nova, man, we gonna keep it moving, bro, because you're not getting it.
All right, Shalom, bro. Yahawashi, Yasharahla, Shalom.
Hey, Shalawam, Yahawah, Yasharahla.
Yeah. Shalom, Akim, Akwaf. Yeah.
You want to add something to that?
Huh?
You want to add something to that?
No, I just I signed on to it, man. The opposite of Yahweh's bride is the 2/3 and the heathens. That's the opposite of it.
That's it.
Yep. Yep.
All right, Nova, he said, bro, I've been persecuted 14 years. If only you knew my testimony, but cool. Well, this ain't about you, brother.
It ain't about you, brother.
Yeah.
Right.
What you went through is that's your cross, bro. We all got different crosses to carry. You understand?
Right.
All right, bro. Peace, man. I ain't shoot. Stiff neck Jake, man. You know? But if you sincere, bro, and you want to listen, then stay in here. Alright? But if you don't, then dip out. Don't make this thing about you. You saying that statement, 14 years you've been like you're better than Yahawashi, like the servant is greater than the master. Yahawashi had no place to lay his head, bro. You want to get into persecution. Alright? Our king, they tried to throw our king off a cliff. They tried to stone him. Okay? They spit at him. They beat him with the cat o' nine tails. He was hunted. You know? They took his life. Did they take your life yet? Come on, Nova. So, back to the point, 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called power, or that is worshipped, so that he is as a power, sitting in the temple of Yahawah, showing himself that he is power. So, who has denounced the Most High? Who has said that we don't need the Most High? Who has said that, you know, JC, which they incorrect in that name, but they saying that the son of power is a fairy tale? That's the next question. Who said that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, the Bible is a fairy tale? You know? Yeah. Esau. And if you know the particular individual I'm talking about, then put his name in the chat. I ain't gonna say his name. He like the boogeyman, man. You know, I say the name, the live might get took down. So I'ma just chill. But y'all can put it in the chat though. If you know who exactly I'm talking about that said the Bible is a fairy tale. I don't think nobody know, man. I know somebody in here gotta know. It's 32 people in here. No. This dude is on the main stage right now. This dude is running around talking stuff right now. I hang out with a dude, name start with a K. Nope. Oh, man. Zaquan, you know what I'm talking about?
What particular nation is the individual from?
Esau, Edom.
Oh, and
He
he's
said
no longer.
JC. He said JC is a fairy tale.
And he's no longer with us no more.
Nah, he's with us. He said we don't need God to make weather. We'll make weather. We control the weather.
Is he like an old man?
I think he like in his 50s. There we go. Noah Harabi, yes. The water, I'm one, the water. Yeah, Naval Harari. Naval.
Yeah.
That's it.
I knew it was one of them. Yep.
So those dudes are saying these type of things exactly, coming straight out of their mouth, man. Saying that we don't need the Most High. They control the weather. All right. All these different type of things.
Damn, man. I'm reading something on MSN. It said, woman breaking up with her boyfriend outside his home gets strangled till her 9-year-old son helps rescue her. It's a Memphis, Tennessee. So this is a Jake. The guy, it said, a man in Tennessee accused of strangling his girlfriend who was trying to break up with him, biting a hole in her cheek before her 9-year-old son came to her rescue. Kyrie Mason, 27, been charged with attempted degree M, kidnapping, death, or probably domestic assault causing by harm. He's held in Shelby County. Detention center, $100,000 bond. Good grief, man.
He only got $100,000 bond? That's crazy.
No. He only got $100,000 bond. It's on Monday about 3:20. Mason was with his 25-year-old girlfriend resident in Northeast Memphis. Day, along with her son, was sitting inside a Hyundai. Sitting inside her Hyundai Elantra, which was parked in front of the house. According to the affidavit viewed by Law and Crime, the woman said her phone started to ring and the defendant asked her who was calling. When she didn't answer the question, he got upset. Mason report told the child to leave the car and go inside the house so that he could speak with the woman. The boy did. He was told. Mason locked the car door. Police said the defendant, who was sitting in the passenger seat, reached over and started to strangle the woman. The court foul states. Authorities said he placed both hands around her neck and started pulling and twisting her neck, attempt to try and break her neck. Good grief, man.
Yeah, that's a demon.
Yeah. He said, wow. He said, the report said, while doing so, the defendant apparently positioned his body in the back seat. He trying to pull her into the back seat by her neck. She kicked the steering wheel horn for help, but Mason pulled her back to the seat, still holding on to her neck. She kept fighting, biting his finger, but he would not let go of her neck. After David said, as he continued to strangle her, he allegedly bit a hole out of her left cheek. The woman tipped for help did not appear to work, though her son was able to get past her side door open. Remember, she answered that question, who was calling her? Because he said, who was that? So you have to see it was a man on that phone.
Yeah.
See, you women, man, you know, I mean, he went to a stream, but see, those that woman judging, man, she was messing around with another man on him. Yeah. That's adultery, man. They ain't gonna tell who it is.
Yep.
So, you know, I don't feel sorry for her. The hell with her, you know.
And as we increase, man, Yahawah gonna send these demons down, man. All right, possessing these individuals. You see it. I damn near see it every day, man. Man unalives his whole family and himself, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what we're seeing, man. Demonic possessions.
Yeah. It said spirits of vengeance in that Apocrypha.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Get that. Hold on. What is that, man?
Yeah, I go get it.
Yeah, go get it for me, please.
Sirach 39 and 29. All right, 28. In Sirach 39 and 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? So that's letting you know off the rip, spirits, which is the Halalyam, the angels, okay, they cannot go against the Most High's word. So that destroys your fallen angel theory. Okay, that destroys your angels fell from heaven and made it with mankind. Okay, these type of stories are created to diminish who we are, knowing that we the sons of God that fell from grace. Okay, that went into heathen women and you know, took on their customs and their practices. That's why we fell.
Yep.
Right? So these angels they have to appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. And DEATH, that can come through many type of ways, many type of forms. You ever watch that show, 1,000 Ways to Die?
Oh, I used to love that, man. It was straight up judgment on that one, man.
Straight up judgment, yeah.
Yeah, and they died weird, man, like a eagle drop a stone on their head or something.
Man, I saw this dude. It was one episode. This dude, these people goofy, man. This dude, like, he took a big salami and tied it to his pants. Trying to, trying to go in the club, act like that. And it cut his blood circulation off and he died.
What? Wow, man.
It's just hilarious, boy.
Wow, man. I seen the one where this streetwalker talked to a friend. Both of them agreed to have interactions and stuff. It was another woman, so both the women agreed, and they agreed to meet up somewhere. I think she stepped in a puddle, got electrocuted and shit.
See, that's one in a million, boy. That's crazy.
Yep. Yep. We seen some crazy. We seen one guy. He was a jokester. You know, people that play and laugh too much. So he was fat. So he decided to squeeze. He seen a playground. His friend laughing and stuff. And he a fat guy. He got a Homer Simpson body, and he decided to squeeze in a child swing seat, and he squeezed his insides up so bad that he died, man. Yeah.
So that's it, man. You know, that be part of these spirits created for vengeance, man.
Yep.
Because the Most High controls a man's ways, all right,
Right.
what he does.
Yep.
So keeping it going, verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked
Have a good
in
one.
destruction.
Yep.
They shall rejoice in his commandment. Whose commandment? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Because understanding Yahawashi has control over these spirits. He has been given that power. So they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So I like to look at it sometimes like, I like mobster movies, man. It's like Yahawah, he ordains the hit, you know, and he gives it to a particular spirit, you know, and that hit is going to get done. And it's going to get done in the way that the Most High ordained it to get done.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And I know how it started, dude. That phone, man, it blew up. And that name, he said, "Who is this?" Hey, none of your motherfucking bitch. He started choking her ass, man.
Yep.
Yep.
These women be dirty, man. And the Most High always brings it out and exposes it. I saw one on here where this chick was on vacation and they was taking a selfie or something, or a video, and a dude texted her and said, "I miss your lips." And that text popped up on her screen. And her husband was right beside her. Boy, yeah, he was in her ass, boy.
Damn, what do you do to her? Shit.
He was like, "I'm about to cause a scene right now. Who the hell is that?" You know, he was mad, and then she cut the video off. But she probably got her ass whooped, and they probably broke up. She was his fiance too.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Man.
But you can't hide nothing from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man.
Oh yeah, that lady that got stabbed last week in Miami. Her husband, he was sleeping in the car. That's going the hell off. Make him sleep in the car in the driveway and stuff. So they started working out, and he asked her, "Can't work it out?" She said no. Then she said, I guess he had like, maybe he was crying or something like that. She told him, "What you want me to do?" He said, "Want me to play a violin for you?" And he snapped, man. He went in the house and got that. Most likely he got a butcher. You know what I'm talking about, butcher utensil.
Oh yeah, I heard
And,
about that. I think.
Yep. He started poking her, man. Put a lot of holes in her. And he was screaming. He was not screaming, but he was saying like, "I'm tired of this. Tired of this S." He said, "I'm tired of this SHIT." And his father stopped him. Guess his father pulled a PPU and like stopped him, man. And boy, that was Eve, man. That was Eve. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, she thought it was gonna be just like normal, saying some smart tune. That dude snapped, man. Yeah.
He got tired of it, man.
Yeah. He said, "I'm tired of this." I mean, she was doing things to him, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Shalawam, Matazaba, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Barak.
Shalom, brother. Yahawashi. Shalom, Matazaba.
Shalawam, shalawam. Yahawah Shabrakatah. And yeah, Salakia, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I do apologize ahead of time.
No, you go ahead,
Good, bro.
But yeah, to back up you brothers' points, if I may add, recently there was a guy, I don't know if he's a Jake or not, I'm still looking into it, but he found out that his I think they said he was the woman who he was with, she was either engaged to him, she definitely was a longtime girlfriend, but he found out that she fell pregnant by his best friend. And when she went to the hospital, he waited until she gave birth to the child, and he went ahead and unalived his best friend, beheaded him, and took the head up into the hospital and gave it to her while she gave birth to the baby.
Damn, I heard about that. Damn. Ooh, man.
Damn.
Good grief.
Yep.
He was
Yeah,
in the
it was
military?
I think so. Yeah, it was all over TikTok. And of course, you know, he got arrested and everything, but yeah, he unalived his friend and beheaded his best friend's head. and took the head up to the hospital and gave it to her after she gave birth to the
Was
baby.
this a Jake or heathen and stuff?
I'm still trying to look into it. He looked like a Jake, but yeah, I don't really know his lineage and everything or where he comes from.
Wow, man. You see, and see, Esau gave these women illusions that they got power, man. And see, that
That's
spirit. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna bring that out real quick because what he did is justifiable. What he did according to the scriptures, real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 6, and we go into this all the time, which says
Right.
I'm gonna start at verse uh 32. It says, "But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding, and he that doeth it destroyeth his own soul." And that's dealing with the best friend. It says, "A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance." And that's what happened to the old dude, you know. And see, now there's been more reports of men unaliving their woman for stepping out on them. That old ancient spirit is coming back on the earth,
Yep.
believe it or not.
Yep.
You know, just like y'all remember that old Facebook video that happened. It's been like almost 10 years now, when the dude went live on Facebook when he came back home from work early because he had an early shift, and they said you can go home. And he caught his woman who didn't work in a bed with another man, so he unalived both her and the dude and put him in the bathtub and called the police.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was
Wow.
10 years ago. That was 10 years
Damn.
ago. It was a Jake. And he said he worked two jobs to support her, only to find out when he came home, she was getting it in with a whole nother dude.
Wow, man. He just got infuriated, man. Yep. It said Deuteronomy 22, verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman shall be put away evil from Israel. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Now that's twofold with the woman, because it tells you in Sirach 23 and verse 22 on down. It says, "Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband and bringeth in the heir by another. For first she had disobeyed the law of the Most High, and secondly she had trespassed against her own husband, and
Mm-hmm.
thirdly she had played the whore in adultery and brought children by another man. And she shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children, and her children shall not take root, and her branches shall not bring forth no fruit. And she shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out." And if you understand through the spirit, that's the reason why a lot of our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that's why a lot of the sons and daughters cannot amount to anything in life. Because remember, Yahawashi called us an adulterous generation. So
Yep.
imagine all of the Eve women that stepped out on their husbands, right? And they had their side dudes or whatever, and they got all of these little Tyrones and Ray Rays and everything that they begot of stepping out on another man. Those children don't amount to anything.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Wow, man. You what they say on Ghost? What's her girl name on Ghost and stuff? What's her name? Samantha.
Yeah, Samantha on Ghost, TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah, Ghost that movie.
Hmm.
Samantha, you in trouble, girl. They're talking about
Yeah.
Eve. Eve, you in trouble. That's Eve, and it's talking about Israel. Cause 2/3 of
Yeah.
you in trouble too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. That's why see, the Lord, he man, this is why you gotta fear, because he's strategic. Even though he put the curses on us, he knew what our people were gonna do. That's why he told the prophet Amos, he said your daughter should be harlots in the streets.
Yep.
So
And
when you
True.
understand that,
Yep.
right? Man,
That's
you
our
talk
punishment.
about
That's
right.
our punishment. Our women being hardest in the streets. That's our punishment. Also, our women laying down the men's of the nation. That's our punishment too.
That's
But
our
see,
punishment.
but see, the difference is we admit it.
Yep.
We admit, hey, that's our fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But
That's why
our women, they not gonna admit that. Those that are not outside the truth, they not gonna admit it.
no,
Yep.
that's why Micah, and whenever I go through hard times being in this truth, I always quote Micah 7:9 because Micah said, I will bear the indignation of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, until he plead my cause.
Yep.
So Micah had the spirit like, okay, although we're under the curses, although our people are scattered and Jake don't listen, I know that because Micah, he was in the spirit. If you can receive it, he knew that he was of his forefathers coming back in the reincarnation. So he understood that, you know what? Yep, I turn my back against the Lord, but whatever he puts on me, whatever I got to endure, I'm going to endure it because I know the mercies that comes
Uh,
after it.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's cold because, like, when you look at it with the the harlot situation, unless your rib is your high school sweetheart, you're her first, then all our women was harlots.
Yep.
Mm.
When you looking at it.
Yeah, bro. It hurts you because as a man, right? Like Yoram, you think about, when we was all back in the world and think about, the associates and the friends we had in the world and stuff, right? And you look at other people's relationships or whatever, you being in the truth, you realize after a certain period of time, you're like, damn, the woman who you rocking with, or you may see your friend or whatever, their chick, and before they got with them, she didn't been around the block.
Yep.
So something overtakes you like, yo, that's not pure. Because why would you want to be with someone that that's been smashed more than 30,000 miles per hour? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like it just overtakes you. And then you come to realize, like, damn, when you look at the Levitical priesthood, it was set in stone that they had to take a woman of virginity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't necessarily mess with a woman outside of that order.
Right. Yep.
So when you look at when you look at our situation today, when you hear that term on the streets, it's just your turn. I remember the Bishop Taz, that's exactly what he said. He was like, look, don't get caught up with the fact that the person who you with now, is that it, unless if the Most High has mercy upon her to pair up with you. But at the end of the day, it's really just your turn, man, because we're all adulterers.
Right. Let me get this. Deuteronomy 31:16 saying, Yahweh said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people rise up and go whoring after other gods of strange land. Whether they go to be among them will forsake me and break my covenant which I made with them. Then my anger should be kindled against them in that day. I will forsake them. I will hide my face from them, and they should be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them. So they were saying that they are not the evils that come upon us because our power is not amongst us. And what did Jake always
Yep.
say? God care about us, man. How come all these bad things happen and stuff? Well, because your ass being bad. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, our people don't consider. What's that? Isaiah 1, the ox knoweth his own and the ass knoweth his crib, but
Yep.
Israel doth not know. They do not consider.
Yeah.
And that's our people today. When you go through things in life, just just as it says in Esdras, those who have received benefits and have not known me, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
to show you how cold the Lord is, even though he's putting hell on us, he still will give you a break. How many
Right.
times you've been in a situation where your car broke down, whatever, right? And then you down and dust, but somehow something happens to where that car gets back up on the road, or you get a new car. You don't know how the
Right.
money came about, but it just landed in your lap. Or a
Right.
family
Right.
member you haven't heard in a while or something, all of a sudden just shows up and gives you a blessing.
Look. I grew up in Inglewood in the 80s and 90s. A very fertile neighborhood. Everybody, you could grow a garden in your backyard. You could grow your food if you want to. You got the health clinic. You got corner stores. You got you walk up on State Street. You got you had they had all those stores. You had all the fruits and vegetable store. You had the fish market. You had the gas station. You go downtown with the L train, or you go to 95th and State Street. You had the O'Hara Airport. You had the Midway Airport. You had the CJ bus station. You easy go to work and stuff. You had Kenny King College, where you could just go there and get your trade and stuff, and then use that. See how the Most High had mercy on us. We on the curses and stuff.
That's right. That's right. And see, that's why the scripture says, um, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man.
Right.
Because remember, Elkanah and Panama, when you read First Samuel chapters 1 and 2, and Elkanah, she broke it down. She was like, "Look, it's the Lord that can bringeth a person down, or that can make a person rich, that can make a
Mm-hmm.
person poor."
Yeah.
When I first came into the truth, and I learned that because I used to love going to the gas station and playing the lottery and all of that stuff from time to time.
Right.
But then once I came to the truth and understood that, oh damn,
Oh, that was one of Elkanah's wives. Elkanah was a man. That was one of his
Elkanah
wives.
Salaki, yeah, one of his hold on, what was her name? Because I want to get it right. Let me look it up.
Yeah. I'm in
Her
First
name was
Samuel. He had one was named Hannah, the other was named Paniah.
that's what it is.
But
Hannah.
Hannah,
Hannah was the
had no
one.
kids. Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Hannah was the one that said that Yahawah maketh poor and maketh rich and bringeth low and lifted up. Now there's
Right.
another precept in Sirach that talks about it's an easy thing for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to bring a poor man up into the state of riches, and a man that's in the state of riches to bring him completely down.
Right.
Once you understand that, everything in Esau society in terms of the system and trying to get rich and everything, that shit is all rigged. It's all fucking
Mm-hmm.
rigged.
Yep.
And once I understood that, I was like, I never played the lottery again, because I'm like, nope. I said we're under the curses. So it's by the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi. If he wants to bless me with a fortune to make $300,000 or come up on a mill or whatever, that's nothing for him to do. He can do that in the snap of his fingers. But who
Right.
am I to try to go against the curse that's been put upon me and my generation of forefathers, right? Who am I to try to do away with that and to try to
Right.
come up on
Yeah.
another level? And that's why the scripture says that money is the root of all evil.
With the love of money.
But the love of money is the root of all evil. And
Mm-hmm.
what's that also in Matthew 4 chapter, when Satan, Shaitan
Mm-hmm.
took Yahawashi and showed him all the kingdoms and stuff and told him, if you
Yep.
would bow down and worship me, you should have all
Right.
the kingdoms. You look at
Uh-huh.
our people today, the Kevin Harts of the world, the LeBron James of the world, the Will Smiths of the world.
They
You
took it.
like Mike Epps said, you got to do something strange for a little piece of change.
Yep. Yep.
We gotta be like Yahawah, man, and deny these kingdoms. Because knowing Yahawah knew, bro, our kingdom is gonna trump every other kingdom. Like he is that
Mhm.
stone that came and hit that
Yep.
statue, man. So that's
Just
letting you
imagine.
know.
Go
You got it.
ahead. No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, just finishing. That's letting you know that if you just read the scriptures, you read Daniel, then you know what is coming is greater than what has been, and that's why you would, you denying that. We don't want to, and we ain't aligning with nothing that's not Yahawah. You
Yep.
got it.
Yeah, man. Come on. Just imagine our houses, our castles, probably gonna be probably like a block long, probably like 6 blocks long. Our houses might be, man. Oh man.
Shoot, more than that, cause you think about like Bill Gates having a whole island. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta have, bro. Brothers gonna have planets. I believe brothers gonna
Yeah, we're
have
gonna have
planets.
planets. I can't
You
wait to
know,
taste fruits. Fruits. You're gonna taste fruits. You're gonna taste fruits on different planets, man. You never tasted before. We might have different
yeah.
types of gold on different planets and stuff. We
I
probably have
looked
a
up.
gold that make us sound like
Hmm.
Yep. Go ahead,
I
Go
looked
ahead.
up Mr. Beast. They be using him as like a mascot to show everything.
Uh-huh. You
Okay,
know, it's getting his name
so
Beast.
yeah, so he did a thing where he went to all these little bunkers, these billionaire bunkers, and they got some bunkers, man. They got 10 floors. They got a pool, Olympic sized pool in the bunker. Talking about like down on the 6th floor. You got
Yep.
world class kitchen. You know they living like that. So we gotta live 100 times better than that. You know what I'm saying? Esau is having it right now.
Yep. I can't wait to taste the fruits, man. Man, the
I got
fruit's
a
gonna be sweet. Man.
I got two precepts to back up what you just said, Yarami. This is Romans 8 and 18 in the AMP, and I quote this almost every chance I get just to keep me in remembrance to keep pushing forward. But it says, "For I consider from the standpoint of faith," and that's where it starts, Akim. It starts with your faith, all
Right.
right? Because faith is the opposite, is the substance of things hoped for, you know, and things that are not seen. So it says, "For I consider from the standpoint of faith that the sufferings of the present life are not worthy to be compared with the glory that is about to be revealed in us and in us." And then you pair that with the book of Psalms 37 and verse 4. It says, "Delight thyself also in Yahawah, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart." So when we get in the kingdom, right? Anything, because the apostles speak about this all the time, mainly Apostle Barak. Anything you meditate that you want is already going to be given to you. Why you think it was it, I don't know, I can't remember if it was the prophet James or John when they said when you come to, matter of fact, I think it was Yahawashi. He said it himself, when you come to the Father through me and you ask of me, he will give you anything.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that's just on a surface level, being in this mortal flesh through the spirit. How much more when you're immortal and he's back on our side and we are in a righteous setting, how much more then, or whatever it is that you desire?
Uh,
Yeah. That's it, man. So it's
But
uncomparable. You got it, bro.
nevertheless, did you brother see the that Thailand boy that got struck by lightning on the soccer field?
no, I ain't see that, brother. What
I
happened?
ain't seen that.
I was just ready to do a lesson on it today. So basically, they was just doing a game, and a huge lightning bolt just struck the field right where he was, and unalived him right on the spot.
Whew.
Ooh.
Man, that's wild. Man,
Yep.
my great my great grandma got struck by lightning 3 times, man.
Wow.
And the third time she got handicapped off of it, put in a wheelchair. But that's
Mm.
showing you though, just like that, like Yahawah controls the intensity and the level of the lightning bolt. You know, he can hit you wherever you are, and he can make it unalive you, or he can make it teach you a lesson. Cause she didn't learn the lesson the first 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, that's just, man, that's wild.
Yeah. And now sources say that apparently he had a metal rod, in his leg. They try to use some science or whatever, but it doesn't matter, metal or not. The when you look at the video, because I'm gonna do a lesson on it later, and I'm gonna show it in the video. When you look at it thoroughly and you see where the lightning bolt actually struck, that was judgment. That was divine judgment. It was
Yeah.
like he had it coming. And you'll see it in the video, the way that the lightning positioned itself to direct hit. The Lord took his ass out. Everybody
It
in the
was that
comment
one
board
dude.
sobbing. Yeah, go ahead.
You ever seen that one dude? He got struck by lightning multiple times while he was alive, and then after he unalived, Yahweh struck his grave.
I remember
Y'all
that.
saw
I
that?
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that.
It was wild.
Whatever he did, in his past life, man. But
Yeah,
yep,
that's it. You got,
that's
bro. You can finish your point.
that's
No, no, I'm just agreeing with y'all. With y'all stuff. So.
you got to develop the fear of the Lord, man. And our people, unfortunately, see, they don't understand what's coming down the pipe. Because we ain't seen nothing yet, man. The Lord is about to unleash hell through Esau when he takes the leash off of Esau to come after the remnant, as is mentioned in Revelation 12 and 17. See, Jacob's trouble, hey, the Lord said through Jeremiah, he's going to appoint four kinds of death.
Yeah.
Yep.
You thought ancient Egypt was bad when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter, and what the Lord did by sending apparitions and all of that. Hey, second Esdras 15 tells you he gonna do more than that. He gonna bring plagues, pestilences, scourges, all of that, just as he done in Egypt before. That's in second Esdras.
Go ahead.
So we ain't really seen nothing yet, man. And there's a reason why the scripture says he's long suffering and he's kept back his presence for such a very long time. But we're entering in a time now where people are going to know who Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi really is, man. The time for talking is up. I mean, I remember there's a precept that says the whole earth is in silence before the Lord. The whole earth is in silence. You got these let me be careful what I say here because I don't want the brothers law to get taken down. I just seen an article yesterday. Now there's a rumor being spread amongst Pakistan and Iran where everything that's situated in the Gulf and the war that's going back and forth between Israel, US, and Iran, the rumor is that they believe the Mahdi, who is their Messiah, their savior, is set for it to come because of the way that the war is panning out, and that they want to continue to egg on the war for this person to come and fulfill the prophecy allegedly that's mentioned in the Quran.
Mm.
Right. So what that tells me through the spirit, even these nations know, even though they going off, but these nations know there's a divine intervention that's about to happen.
Yep.
There's a
Everybody can
divine
feel it, man.
intervention. Yeah, there's a whole shift changing. There's a shift changing.
Yeah.
And that's why it tells us in Psalms, the second chapter, why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? So they know that there's a divine intervention that's about to take place on the earth. And like the brother Yerami just said, you can feel it. You got to understand, man. We are all, young in the spirit. Some of us are up in age a little bit, but nevertheless, there's never been a time since you've come on the planet Earth up to this point right now that you have never seen the state of the world that it is currently in today.
Yeah. Man, I called my I was talking to my granddad yesterday, not yesterday, but the other day, and he in the church and all that. He call him JC and all that, but the things he was saying was like, he was like, man, I don't go out too much. It's crazy out here. It's the freeway. They don't care about you no more. It's these young guys running around here, whatever. I was like, yeah, it's them times. That's all I said. And I had these similar conversations with my grandma, on my mom's side. Like they had it, she knows it's that time. So
Yep.
Jake
Yep.
knows, man. And they in their 70s. It's that time though.
Yep. Measure thou that time diligently within itself. See, the scripture says also that a true man of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, they will meditate through prophecy. And just like that Nova guy, whatever his name, that came up in here earlier, tried to make it about himself. That's why I said in the comment section,
Right.
you talk about your testimony. What about the testimony of Yahawashi, which is the spirit of prophecy?
Yeah.
See, we worried about prophecy. And like Ramya said, dude,
Right.
you try to trump over your 14 years or whatever he said as to mean some sort of validation to what you going through to overshadow what Yahawashi went through for the entire nation of Israel.
Right.
You in the
Don't
wrong
nothing
spirit.
trump that, buddy.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You in the wrong spirit, bro.
Yeah.
Yahawashi said out of his own mouth, the servant is not greater than the master. This is a man,
Yeah,
the
man.
first
And
spirit ever created, right? This is the man, the first spirit ever created, who came on the earth, started as Adam, and got it wrong. Only for him to realize to accept the movie that Yahawah created on how it was going to pan out for us to receive the glory that was given to us from the beginning, that eventually he was going to have to come back on the earth as himself to get it right and to make his body a living sacrifice. And you got the fucking nerve to come on this beloved brother's platform and to talk about what the fuck you've been through in 14 years. You must be out your rabbit ass mind.
Yeah,
Right.
come
And Salakia, I'm
This
just
is
hot in the spirit because I hate dudes like that, man. You can't
this
come.
Isaiah.
That's why Yashar.
You got it.
That's why. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Now you got it, bro. Get it. Get it.
That's why Yasharahla always says, man, when you have to come up under the elders and the teachers, and you have to learn. Okay, when that eunuch in the book of Acts went to Philip, and Philip asked him, "Understanding what thou readest," and what did the eunuch say? I can't except somebody teach me. What did Paul say? Paul backed up Philip. How can you hear the word of Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi? Okay, and the faith coming through hearing. Faith coming through hearing, meaning what? It has to be taught unto you. But you niggas want to come up on here and you want to talk about what you've been through, what you saw, just like the Elder Mayakayala said, man, earlier. When you understand the curses, but you asking the wrong questions, you want to be like Doughboy off of Boys in the Hood. If there was a God, why he be unaliving babies and taking our women and letting them get grape and all? Hey man, you asking a simple ass question when the answer to your question has been right here this whole fucking time.
Yep. Jake don't want to self accountability and stuff because it says, for our transgression, we basically we giving over to our enemies, man. And Jake don't want to accept that. And the maids want crying that they doing wicked things. They commit adultery. They unaliving their own people. They mistreating their family members. They friends and all that stuff. Just doing devilish things. Doing drugs. All right. All types of abomination, man. They doing this stuff. See, Jake want to be like Esau. Jake want to be, but guess what? Esau, they don't. I don't know. Esau could eat shrimp, crab, and ham and all that stuff, and be the adulterer and stuff like that, and be a HOMO. They could be that way. You can't. You're under the law.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, Ramya, what's that precept, beloved, you wanted to bring out?
Oh, this is Isaiah 64:6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away. So, for brothers that listen to Great Millstone, which I hope, brothers in here do, you hear Elder Apostle Tahar say it still to this day. He says it. And, he says it. I may not be of the elect. That's the mindset you got to have, man. Yep. Not talking about your 14 years, okay? This man has 40 years plus, bro. And he still has that humble mindset, all right? This man is leading all of us right now, okay? Raised up, all right, at the head of the government, right under Yahawashi, King David, the apostles. And he may be of the 12. You never know. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But he has a humble mindset, bro. Okay? Saying, I may not be of the elect. So don't allow your, however long you serve, however long you be in this thing, to make you high-minded, man.
Yep.
You know,
Check
as
this out,
the
Uriah.
more that men, I got it real quick. The more that men exalt you, the lower you shall become. You got it, bro.
Your pie.
Your
That's your
pie.
pie.
That's your pie.
Check this out to back
Check.
you up. 2 Corinthians 10 and 12 in the A&P. We do not have the audacity to put ourselves in the same class or compare ourselves with someone, supply testimonies to commend themselves when they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves. They lack wisdom and behave like fools. And that was your boy, Novo.
Yep. Yeah,
You
you
lack
know earlier.
wisdom.
Go
You
ahead.
got it.
No, I had this fool. I was on this fool live. Jason, I call him Jason Butterknife. That at Jason Voorhees from Friday, and we believe this guy's he claimed to be Issachar, so he gonna try to use what he said. Deuteronomy 26 ain't talking about the land and slave trade, and I was just asking. I was confounding him with just questions and stuff. He told me, well, it happened during that. I said, when did Israel, all 12 tribes, go into the slave ship into Egypt again? I said, when in history that happened? And he get frustrated talking about, he was talking, when they said you is really D. You, it wasn't talking to y'all, it was talking to that generation. I said, well, when did they, I was like, I would ask him again. I said, when did Israel went to slavery? All 12 tribes went into Egypt again. I'm like, what you talking about? He asked, well, did they go to captivity? I said, yeah, they went to Assyrian captivity, Bible captivity, that captivity. And he tried to talk about that was talking to that generation. I said, no, it was talking to a future generation. I said reincarnation. Oh man, you was there on Mount Sinai? Yeah. And then he tried to use Numbers 14 and 29 when it says that people 20 and up was unalive by Yahawah because they murmured against him in the wilderness and stuff. But see, he forgot. It said 20 and up. And it say from baby to 19 years up. So the elect was amongst those babies, those children, and those young people.
Mm.
All right.
You know what? Not to cut you off.
No, go
I
ahead,
would have
brother. You
really
cut me off. Go ahead.
I would have really messed up his head. First I would have brought out Exodus 20 and 5. And then I would have went to Isaiah 14 and 21. No, scratch that. I would have brought out Deuteronomy 24 and 16. Then I would have went to Isaiah 14 and 21. Because in Deuteronomy 24 and 16, which let me read it real quick
Go
for
ahead.
the people on the comment board so they understand what I'm getting at.
Right.
But this is Deuteronomy 24 and 16. It said, the fathers shall not be put or shall not be unalive for the children, neither shall the children be unalive for the fathers. Every man shall be unalive for his own sin. Now, when you jump to Isaiah 14 and 21, because this would have messed his head up, it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Now, somebody reading that on the surface level, they may say, well, the Bible contradicts itself. Actually, it doesn't. Because when you go back to the law in Exodus 20, it tells you that he's going to visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children in the third or fourth generation. That's your reincarnation. That's why in the book of Lamentations, it tells you, which let's go there. Let me read it for the audience sake. Lamentations chapter 5, verse 7. It says, our fathers have sinned and are not, meaning they're no more. They've passed away, went into the grave, and we have borne their iniquities. You see that? But in
Right.
Deuteronomy 24 and 16, it just told you in the law that the fathers cannot suffer from the sins of the children and vice versa.
Right.
So that lets
So
you know. Yeah, go ahead. You can break it down.
no, it's just this. It's just thing is reincarnation.
There you go.
Yep.
Because why would the children in Lamentations 5 and 7 saying we have borne their iniquities? Because they are of their fathers coming back in the third or fourth generation. Hence why the prophecy says, look, you got to unalive Esau's children for the iniquity of their fathers, because they're the same ones coming back. So when you try to come and tell us, and I'm talking about you Edomites,
Mm-hmm.
whenever the topic of slavery gets brought up, and you want to come and say, well, that happened, you know, ages ago, that was centuries ago. We're not like that today. No, you don't have to be like that today. But guess what? You predicate based off what your forefathers did. That's why you have something that's called white supremacy. That's why you have something that's called white privilege.
Yep.
You're still
Yep.
living off of that.
They still living off that, man. Then I was gonna bring out Deuteronomy 31 and 21, but I didn't get a chance though, because you know how they get. Then you had Jake that was kissing his butt and all this stuff. And they
Yeah.
got mad because I will confirm to their doctrine. He gonna say, "Well, I'm an atheist. We believe the Bible more than you." And I was like, I was saying to myself, like, if you're an atheist, why the hell are you talking about the Bible? Period. Like, that's tripped out, man. And cause
Mhm.
they not true atheists. And he get mad
No, they're not.
because I ain't accept the doctrine. All the questions I was asking him, I was poking holes through his false doctrine, man. And he got angry. He put me down and stuff. It was funny as hell, man. And
Well,
stuff. Yeah.
the president, former president Theodore Roosevelt, he said, and if anybody think I'm lying, obviously you are all on your cell phone. Do a simple Google research. Theodore Roosevelt, type in Google. Theodore Roosevelt quoted, "A thorough knowledge of the Bible is more than any college degree."
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Yep.
And I
You can
think
Google
was
that
it
right
Ronald
now.
Reagan? I think
Sorry,
it was Ronald Reagan in the 80s, like 88 or 86. He
83.
made it national 83, the water, bro. He made it National Bible Year or whatever, which I mean just showcased that this nation was, yeah. He was dang, you was breaking up. But it's just showcasing that this the Constitution and all that and the laws and all that is stemming from the Bible. A lot of it,
Yep,
you know.
you're right. You're right. Because the apostle says, they say it all the time, especially when they at camp. See, there is no King David said somewhere in the book of Psalms that the laws of the Most High, Yahawah are good, so good that there's nothing that needs to be changed. The Most High is perfect. But when it comes to your Constitution of the United States of America, why do you think Esau has added in amendments? Right? When
Amendments,
you making
yeah.
a when you making an amendment, let's look that up in the etymology and let's see what that word amendment goes back to. So amendment, if we type that in, it
Right.
says early 13th century betterment, improvement, persons, correction, reformation, uh, ratification, correction, advancement, improvement. When it comes to the law, statutes, commandments, there's no such thing as amendments. You don't need to make an amendment of the law. That's why these jakes that that don't have an understanding of the New Testament. I remember there was a Jake that came to me and Abaniah one time. It was like, well, since you guys hop on Yahawashi so much and you claim that the law was never done away with, why did he change the law in Matthew the fifth chapter? And we said, well, take us to that precept. And then he took us to the
Right.
precept. He said, well, first of all, he the precept that he was talking about was the divorcing your wife and everything. And when they asked, well, Moses gave a bill of divorcement. I said, if you paid attention to what he was actually telling those Pharisees, the reason being was because when you go back to the book of the law, Moses already knew because their hearts were hardened. So he put that little stench in there. But going back to Adam, it was not so. And how do we know that? This is the book of Micah, I think it's 2, and let me see here. Because in the book or it might be Malachi. I always get this mixed up. Salakia, please bear with me.
Hmm.
But there's a precept. Yeah, here it is right here. Um, yeah, it's actually Malachi chapter 2 and verse 16. I'll read it in the KJV. It says, "For Yahawah thy power of Israel saith that he hateth putting away. For one covereth violence with his garment, saith Yahawah of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit that ye deal not treacherously." Now, when you read it in the NLT, for an example, it says here, "For I hate divorce, says Yahawah, the power of Israel. To divorce your wife is to overwhelm her with cruelty, says Yahawah of heaven's army. So guard your heart. Do not be unfaithful to your wife." Because when you go into the history, that's what Jake was doing. So we ended up cutting him, telling him Yahawashi never changed what Moses had originally said. When it tells you in Matthew 5 and 17 that he came not to do away with the law, it was always set in stone back in the beginning that the Heavenly Father was always against divorce.
Hmm.
And Malachi 2 and 16 proves that. And Yahawashi was just reiterating what the original fulfillment of what the law actually meant during those times.
Mm.
And see, this is why brothers don't study, man. You'll go into a precept, and instead of looking up that precept, doing your due diligence, you'll take it out of context and think that, well, hold on, Yahweh Shai, he changed the law. How? When the scriptures tells you he is the word.
Could you get Deuteronomy 18 verse 18 now?
Con, this is Deuteronomy 18 and 18. "And I
Yeah.
will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him."
Right. So everything Yahweh talking is coming from Yahweh. And Yahweh he just rehearsed, basically say all the prophecies and the laws and understanding from what people ignorantly say the Old Testament, which is the Torah, the Torah, or people say the Tanakh. Everything comes from Yahweh. He's repeating things that his father said before. Cause you got these people talking about he made new laws, and no, he didn't. He's telling you the commandments that the Heavenly Father gave us, man. He just rehearsed it in our ears.
And
He
Yahweh
just
keeps the
repeating it
law.
in our ears, man.
Mhm.
Look at it on a broad scale. Yahweh keeps the law.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yep.
he sent the sacrifice to redeem us, right? It had to
right.
be a perfect sacrifice, a lamb, a male, right? Without blemish,
Yeah,
without spot. That's the law. And then he what? He
yeah.
reconciled with us. He brought us back to him. So we wasn't really divorced. He brought us back. We got back together.
Right. And you got people, especially Christians, like to say, well, Jesus made his laws. He didn't. He made new laws. No, those laws from Yahweh. We just read it, Deuteronomy 18 verse 18, that whatever Yahweh is going to say in the future is actually from him.
Yeah, I got a precept. This is why. So to back up what the elder just said, when you go to First John, um, chapter 2 and verse 7, when Brother Yoramia and Mayakiala said that Yahweh Shai was just reiterating the law, it goes back to the Greek word kainos, which means afresh. So he was refreshing what was already stated in the beginning. This is the proof. First John 2 and 7, "Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye have from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning." And that's exactly what Yahweh Shai did. When you get the book of Matthew 5 and 17, for an example, which says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Now, Christians take this out of context. When you actually look up that word in the Greek, It's playru, which means to fulfill Yahawah's will as made known in the law to be obeyed as it should be. So he came on the scene to show you how it was done the way that it should have been done when we first received the law, going all the way back to Adam. And Christians, they don't understand that.
Yep.
That's why he's known as the second Adam. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, because Christians love the precepts of men. They love to move off their own mind. And that's what our people was doing, man. Going after these precepts of men. That's what the Pharisees was doing. Telling you to do this and do that, but they don't keep it themselves. So therefore, they shut off the heaven from you. Meaning they're giving you they'll tell you, hey, run 100 miles in 2 hours. You can't do that, and they can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what definitely what these some of these camps do, man. You know what I'm saying? And definitely these pastors in these black churches definitely do that. They be telling you, not to mess with that man's wife. Meanwhile, he messing with every man's wife up in the church, getting down, et cetera, et cetera. You got it, bro.
And mess with the choir boy.
What's that? What's that? That pastor's name? What's that pastor name from that movie? Which Way Is Up? That Richard Pryor played.
Yeah.
Richard
I forgot
Lenny or
his name.
something. Pastor Lenny or something. That's if you watch the movie Which Way Is Up. That's a classic movie with Richard Pryor. In that movie, the pastor, he got multiple women pregnant within the church.
Mm-hmm.
And what Richard Pryor was doing was he was exposing what really goes on in the black community churches. He just put it as a comedy skit.
Right.
Yeah. That's funny. I mean, because the black church is a running
that
joke,
part,
man.
Remember that part
That's
when
what it
Richard
is.
Pryor was with the pastor wife, and she said, "Yeah, he going out with such, and you better give me a baby, you ninja."
You ninja, yep. That's when he came into the caravan, and she was like, now she was like, now he gave your wife a baby, and you're gonna give me a baby, pretty much. And she forced herself on him, just to get back at her husband, man. So once again, to Yahawah's point, this is an adulterous generation.
But going back, look at Drewski at the BET Awards, running joke on the black church. Everybody know it's a joke. They know they some jokes. They some clowns, man. But the money coming in, so they'll be that jester.
Now look, they was laughing at us, the Hebrew Israelites, like you making fun of us when it was their turn. Oh man, Brucey talking about the church. But see, that was he ha when he was talking about us and stuff, Yeah. But when it's their turn, they was all sad and everything, lips poked out. Go ahead, up.
But you do, and I'm just speaking as a man. When that happened, and I'm glad you brought that up, Urania. For any brother who didn't watch that, the beginning of the BET Awards, just go back and look it up of what he did to mock the Christian church. But you know how slick Esau is? Because Esau knows when Jake gets together to rile up against something, they lose. So what did they do immediately after he did the church skit? They dropped because remember, what was the highest selling movie gross that was in theaters at that time? It was the Michael movie.
The who?
The Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, Michael
movie.
Jackson. Yeah. And then he
Michael
dropped
Jackson
the Joe Jackson skit.
There you go, Urania. So what happened when he dropped the Joe Jackson skit? Jake fell right back asleep.
Yep.
Jake was just laughing. They had forgot about the whole church skit.
Yep.
Yeah, but hey, brothers, my family coming now. They out of the dentist. I'm gonna have to wrap it up.
Okay, calm. Go
Okay,
ahead,
brother. You ain't going to the dentist?
Nah, they ain't make no appointment for me.
Brother said I'm good.
I think Yeah, my rib said, go eat some cloves. That's what she told me. No, I'm playing.
Oh, she
All
talking to
right, but
me?
hey.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, Shalawam. Yahawashi,
Shalawam.
Barak, Ahtham. The water for coming
Yabashim
through.
Shalawam,
Tashar
brother.
Shalom.
Thumb.